Welcome. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of harmonic motion and how we can model it using trigonometry. If you have ever watched a pendulum swing or ocean tides rise and fall, you have seen this math in action. First, let's define simple harmonic motion. This is a specific type of periodic motion where an object repeats its path in a regular cycle. The key characteristic is that there is a restoring force pulling it back to the center. Think of a mass bouncing on a spring or a guitar string vibrating after you pluck it. To understand the graphs we are about to see, we need to look at the unit circle. As a point moves around a circle, its height changes in a very specific way. If we track that height over time, we create the sine function. Circular motion and wave motion are two sides of the same coin. Here is the classic sine graph. It starts at 0, rises to a peak of 1, crosses back through 0, drops to -1, and returns to the start. This entire shape is one cycle, which equals 2 pi radians or 360 degrees on a circle. Now let's break down the variables, starting with amplitude, represented by the letter A. This is the distance from the middle equilibrium line to the peak. In the real world, this represents energy. For sound, it's volume. For light, it's brightness. A larger amplitude means a taller wave. Next, we have period and frequency. The period, t, is how long it takes to finish one full cycle. Frequency is the inverse. It tells us how many cycles happen in 1 second. In our equation, the value b controls this. A higher b value means the wave oscillates faster. Sometimes a wave does not start exactly at 0. We call this a phase shift. By subtracting a value, c, inside the function, we move the entire graph to the right or left. It allows us to model things that have already started moving before we hit the stopwatch. Putting it all together, we get the general sinusoidal equation. Y equals a times the sine of b times x minus c plus d. Each letter controls a specific transformation. A is the vertical stretch, b affects the horizontal stretch, c is the horizontal shift, and d shifts the whole graph up or down. Why does this matter? Because nature loves efficiency. Ocean tides, sound waves, alternating current electricity in your home, and even the swinging of a pendulum clock can all be modeled using these precise sine and cosine functions. To wrap up, remember that harmonic motion is all about cycles. The unit circle gives us the map, and the variables a, b, c, and d give us the control to match that map to real-world data. Thank you for watching, and keep practicing with those equations.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.